Hunter McDonald from Northeastern, and this is the Rockin' Hockey Show.
This is hockey, the way it should be. Welcome to the Rockin' Hockey Show.
This is the Rockin' Hockey Show.
This is the Rockin' Hockey Show. This is Rockin' Hockey.
Hi, this is Beato Hockey, and you're watching
the Rockin' Hockey Show.
This is the Rockin' Hockey Show. This is the Rockin' Hockey Show. This is Rockin' Hockey.
Welcome to the Rockin' Hockey Show, and now the guy who always loses to me in wiffle ball, Coach Dave Maksy. Hey, what's up, hockey and rock and roll fans? This is the Rockin' Hockey Show. We got great hockey content, and we got kick, rock and roll music to back it up.
So we say you like to rock, they say you like to hop. See you take it all the way to the back of the cage, oh yeah!
Hey, what's up, everybody, and thanks for tuning in to, yes, another Rockin' Hockey Show, show 21, actually. It's your first time watching the show, polish up that people's elbow, and bam! Smash that subscribe button so you catch all the latest Rockin' Hockey shows. Hey, before we go any farther, I want to thank Brian Gionta for coming on show 20 to talk about his journey through junior hockey, actually high school hockey, junior hockey, college hockey, and making it to the NHL and being a star there. Show 21, we got, yes, brother Steven Gionta in the house.
With the Kellen Jones, wrist shot, save, rebound, score! First goal with the South Tigers for Steven Gionta.
Through with a string from Coolum as the Islanders tied them. Have certainly asserted themselves as Gionta to land. He scores! Home and the Islanders take a 2-1 lead.
Talk about a big effort from Steven Gionta. He gets in on the forecheck.
On the corner, he'll watch it right out the front of it.
Steven sits down right here in the Rockin' Hockey Lair with me and Average Joe. Talks about hard work and how to skate fast. Steven also joins us on the ice after a good Tuesday skate when we work on quick start. So don't miss that skill development session here on the Rockin' Hockey. Before we go any further, say hi to the band. Alright, fellas, keep on rocking. I'll be joining you a little bit later. This Rockin' Hockey Show, yes, we are going Iron Maiden style. And I'm representing the Lions, 9-8. How about that winning record? And we even beat the Packers. Alright, we got a great show for you. We got Steven Gionta right here in the Rockin' Hockey Lair. We got quick starts on the skill development session. We got more guitar work from, yes, Jon Beato right here in the Rockin' Hockey Lair as well. This is a show where the hockey rocks.
Working his way in. Konakorowski in front. They score! Steven Gionta off a rebound in front. That's his first National Hockey League goal. Oh, what a smile.
And yes, the music sucks. Take it away, fellas. Today's interview brought to you by Trotta. Check them out at trottarochester.com. And you never know who's going to show up in the Rockin' Hockey Lair.
About it right there. So
Holy mackerel, right here in the Rockin' Hockey Lair. Come on over. Look who's here.
What's up, fellas? How are you?
Steven Gionta. How are you, buddy?
Good. How are you? That.
How's that chair fit?
Yeah.
Look above your head right there.
We've got a fake name tag for you. Look, I don't even have one. Look at this. Like, it's only been 3 years, and you know who makes those? Dave's mom. Believe it or not.
That, you know what? That might be the only name tag I can reach.
Look at these things. I found these gloves at a garage sale. These Blackhawk ones. And Dave's like, I got nothing to do with them. He goes, bring them. I got skates, everything. It's awesome. The stuff that's on this.
Tuesday morning skates.
Do it? Yeah, I know. We should
start wearing these things.
We should dust those babies up. I've been meaning to clean them up and sharpen. So I know that those of you listening to the podcast can't see what we're doing, but if you go to the YouTube show, you'll be able to see where we're at here. And we have a nice collection of classic old hockey skates, old gloves, some old sticks. You ever use these Titans back here, Steve?
Yes, but I had Chimo growing
Chimo,
up.
I
love the neon colors.
I don't think I ever used a Chimo.
The neon, I think I had a neon green one. Might have had like an orange one at one point.
The orange one. There might be one at the rink being
You're
used.
admitting to an orange stick, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, before they were a thing, Chimo back in the day.
Do you have a collection at home or no?
No.
You didn't use it playing pro, did you?
I used wood sticks in college still.
Wow.
Yeah, we were only given like 4 one pieces.
Yeah.
They hadn't fully figured out. Like now the kids these days have grown up with these one piece sticks.
Yeah. They pick up a wood stick and they don't even know what to do with it.
My daughter's like, what is that? a wood stick?
So
what do you
great.
mean a wood stick?
Wow.
Fantastic.
So Steve, thanks for coming down to the Rock and Hockey Lair. I know we've been trying to get you on the show for a while here, but so we'll talk a little bit about your career, great career, over 300 games in the NHL, pro hockey for I think 13 years. Is that correct?
13 years.
Wow.
Yeah. It was a great run. Lucky to have that.
And you're going on your second year in the Tuesday skate, so that's good. That can add to your total.
It is. I've had a lot of healthy scratches in the Tuesday skates, but I'm getting there. I'm working into a regular lineup.
They haven't quite added your stats to hockey DB yet, but hopefully they will for the Tuesday morning skates. So,
that's awesome.
Now, you grew up here in Rochester, and you played junior hockey right here in Rochester. Your first year, actually, you'll go before junior hockey. You won a state championship with Aquinas.
Yep.
How fun was that?
It was awesome. People ask, some of the best memories you had, and playing for your school has to be one of them.
Yep.
And, I was a freshman that year and we won a state championship, and it was our second. It was back-to-back for Aquinas, but I wasn't there for the first one. So to kind of experience it the second time around was awesome.
You want to give a shout out to Grady Monks, friend of the program?
Grady Monks, head coach. Grady was great. We had a veteran team, and those guys really accepted me, and it was awesome.
What was I just? So back to your high school days. You played as a freshman. Now we've talked about this before in a Rock and Hockey show, and I've kind of come from two different paths. When I was really when we used to own junior franchises, we were not against high school hockey, but it just wasn't a good path for players that wanted to move on. But now that I'm kind of seen that, done that, and beyond, I've seen a lot of players like yourself that have spent at least 1 year, maybe 2, some even 4 years in high school hockey and still been able to go on and play a very successful, whether it's college or pro career. So I don't know what your thoughts on that.
Well, it's like I said, it's whatever the path takes you. My path, unfortunately, didn't allow me to play more than 1 year. I did go to Aquinas at my sophomore year, but and didn't plan on playing juniors my sophomore year, but the opportunity kind of fell in my lap and had to jump at it. Yes, you see kids playing high school hockey now. I encourage it because, hey, it's a fun time. You're playing for your school. You're playing in front of the kids you go to school with. And it's a cool experience. It's a neat experience.
And I tell everybody now too is if you're good enough, it doesn't really matter where you play.
Yes.
If you're good enough to move on to the next level, I should say.
Yeah.
And when we had junior teams, we may ask you where you played last year, but we never asked you where you played peewees or where you played Bantams or even played midgets and how many goals you scored. It's just, where were you last year and are you good enough to play for us this year is really what it comes down to.
Absolutely. That's it. If you're good enough, you'll be seen. Obviously, some of the summer, spring stuff will matter as you get older. And that's where a lot of times you're seen is in those tournaments or showcases as you get older.
Yeah. Now there was a funny story I was reading on the internet about a cheeseburger and your teammate Nucitelli or something that you guys were racing to see who was the fastest line on the ice.
I have never seen him skate so fast. I think it might have been around Christmas break with school, obviously still practicing. And they put a cheeseburger at the red line, and we raced, and I have never seen him skate so fast. he won the race.
Yeah.
He wanted that burger.
I have a funny story, which is similar, but when I was playing college hockey, we got on the ice early, and this was one of the few times the entire team got on the ice because there was a challenge between two of our defensemen. They were going to skate full speed from opposite ends and hit each other at center ice. So the whole team was on the bench, just banging their sticks, cheering on. And these guys skated full speed and just blasted each other. And everybody on the bench was just rolling. And we all looked at each other. We didn't know what to say. My one teammate goes, that was the stupidest thing I've ever seen players do sober.
That is so college hockey.
Needless to say, the coach wasn't on the ice, and I'm not even sure he found out about it, but it was comical. But
seems like a great idea.
Hey, we're going to take a break from the interview to check out these Rockin' Hockey goals brought to you by our friends Howie's Hockey. Check out this snippety doodah on the top shelf by Julian Maximu. Nice goal, Julian. So then you moved on to play junior hockey right here in Rochester. Yep. The only year they had a North American team here. And I know my friend Don Kerner was coaching the team right there. Shout out to Don. Do you remember the goalie coach's name?
Michelle.
Nope. Well, maybe the second year. It might have been the first year. Maybe you weren't there. So Michelle Fornell.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. He ended up being our head coach for a little bit.
Yes, I remember that.
So we ended up having three coaches. Like Don started out.
Yeah. Gates Orlando came on for a while.
Gates Orlando came in at the end, which he was awesome. Yeah. And I whenever I see Gates, I haven't seen him in a couple of years on the road, but he was in Jersey when I was there, so we'd always chat. He was really good for me as well. And then I worked with Don, even when Brian played in Syracuse youth hockey a little bit. I was going to Syracuse for some clinics with Don, some shooting and stuff like that.
Don had not to go off on a tangent, but Don's vision of what hockey should be was amazing. It was probably 20 years ahead of what NHL is now. I remember when I was first starting to do lessons and I was working, and Don was here kind of controlling the program development or wherever he was. And him and I were talking, and I was talking about shooting, and I said, well, these kids are only like 9 years old. I said, I'm trying to teach them wrist shots. And he's like, you got to teach them snapshots. You got to teach them snapshots right away. And I was just starting in doing what I do now, that was quite a while ago. And I'm like, that's interesting. So I started teaching them. And then sure enough, 10 years later, 15 years later, 20 years later, everything in NHL is either snaps or one-timers. And Don was talking about that 25 years ago.
It's crazy. You have to get your shot off. It's more quickness than it is how hard it is. Yep. And his thing, not to go off on a tangent, his teachings about deception when shooting. Yep. I was learning when I was 9-10 years old. Change the direction of the puck. It changes the angle for the goalie. And then I learned that at a young age.
And the way he taught offense. I mean, his teams were all offensive oriented, man. They would just chip the puck out and guys would skate into it and breakaways. And it was
then my career turned into defense as a forward. So it didn't really help me out as I got to pro. But
anyway, back to my original question. Yuka Roppanen was the goalie coach the first year there, and Yuka was on our show.
The big Finnish guy.
Big Finnish goaltending coach. He was on our show 2 of our Rockin' Hockey podcast. So that's why I brought that up, because he was just here from Finland last week. And I wasn't sure if he was with the team that year or the year after, but here's another goal by Mason Maximu, getting dirty in the crease and getting it done. Great job, Mason. So back to your career, you played there, and then you went on to play at Boston College.
Yep,
had a great career there. And then up into the American League. Now, interesting story, your first American League game, 3 goals and 1 assist. And then it went all downhill from there. Then they go, no, we need you to play defense.
I should have held out for an NHL contract.
You're like, go play defense.
If they went, based off of my first 3 games, I think I had 5 goals, 1 assist, 3 games. I think that were my career totals.
Related story is a friend of the show, Rob Ray, was on, and he was telling me about his first game in NHL. I think he scored 2 goals and had an assist. And he thought he was going to be a goal ski. He's like, man, this is easy. And then after that, the next game, he said everything changed.
Oh, yeah. Yep. The next year, everything changed.
Awesome.
You're not getting power play time. You're, whatever it is.
So again, the nice thing is you have 2 Stanley Cup rings. Is that correct?
I do.
Wow.
I do. Yeah.
With the Tampa Bay Lightning, not as a player, but as a scout for Tampa Bay.
Yep.
And I was RJ and I were talking. You didn't win one with New Jersey.
Nope. No, I lost
in the final.
Yeah, 2012. We lost to LA.
There was who was the goalie then? Was it
for us
for LA?
LA was quick.
Yeah. That was when he
quick.
first started hitting the scene and
so
just came out of nowhere.
They were an 8 seed. We were a 6 seed.
They were,
and they probably one of the best 8 seeds to ever make the playoffs.
So the West was loaded back then.
Yeah, and it's we lost in 6, down 3-0 to them. Clawed back, but not enough.
And yes, one more Maximu here. Here's a great penalty shot goal by Cooper Maximu. Way to go, Coop. Now you're a scout for Tampa Bay.
Yep.
Now tell everybody what a scout does. I've often wondered, do you like sleep until like 11 o'clock, maybe have a little lunch, play some golf, and then watch hockey at night, or what?
I wish.
Get on an airplane, go to, I got to go scout Arizona or LA. It's nice.
Is it as simple as that or no?
I wish. Ask my wife. That's my wife how often I'm home. No, it's with Tampa, I'm roughly at 21 games live a month. So it's about 5 a week. It comes out to, or averages out to.
You have to see in person.
In person. Yep. Yeah, we don't, it's obviously through COVID, we did some video scouting just because you weren't allowed.
Right.
But we got back out to normal this year, which was great. So I'm, going from city to city. I cover 8 organizations, NHL and American League team. So 16 teams total.
Wow.
Do
you at least get VIP seating, or do you got to sit in the cheap seats?
Oh, we're
not even that.
There's nosebleeds, and then we're above the nosebleeds. So no, we're up in the press box.
Hey, another break from the action to check out this highlight reel glove save, flashing the leather by John Hensel. Attaboy, John, keep rocking. Now you cover Rochester.
Yep.
You skate in the Tuesday League. I had a pretty good season this year. I don't know if I'm on your guys' radar or not, but I think
I might have to disagree with that.
I scored some big goals.
But the last month, your hands were gone.
I had a couple of rough games at the end, but I
he was distracted.
I keep thinking one day
you might
somebody's going to see me. I'm going to get that call, and
kind of like that the third backup goalie for a game. You
oh my God!
Wait around for someone to get hurt. Maybe you can.
I want to just pencil me in.
Can I be the E-Bugs backup? I want to be the backup.
You're gonna get to a scouting meeting with the GM of Tampa, and you're gonna go, "Who's this Dave Maximu guy on your list?"
Oh, that'd be so great! Just to slide it in there one time, like have his whole stats, weight, everything, and be
it's like the video games, right? When you're a kid, you always had that one free agent that was 47, 50 years old. And you're like, oh, he's got a good rating. Well, it was probably the guy that made the video game put himself in there.
Movie quote, Arch. Who are these guys? This guy's dead. We'll scratch him off the list then. What movie was that?
Major League.
Major League.
Come on. Stop.
Not 1, but 2 goals by Brendan Piccirilli. And boy, Brent, just like we practiced, buddy. Great job. Moving on, Steve. Now you're coaching girls hockey. You coach your daughter. How fun is that?
It is.
Or should I say, how interesting is it?
Well, it is very interesting. You take your frustration. I was talking to someone today about this. You take your frustration as a parent, times it by 2 as a frustration as a coach. No, it is. She finally started listening to me a little bit this year, so that helps.
Yep.
But it's a lot of fun. It's 3rd, 4th year coaching the girls and kind of seeing them progress, because it's kind of been the same core of girls kind of coming up together, and it's a lot of fun to see where they've come from to where they are now. And that includes my daughter.
Yeah.
I try not to talk to her.
No,
I try to leave that to the other coaches. Yes. Yeah. Like, hey, can you please deal with her?
And I realize that because we do a lot of skill stuff with your daughter's team, and you're on the ice lots of times. So I try to keep an eye on her and point out some stuff, because I know it is tough being a dad coach too, to nitpick your kids sometimes. But, the nice thing is you have a great staff too of people that help you with friends of the program, Francois Mathot and Nathan Page and Nick Gullo. And so it's a lot of great hockey players and coaches that are helping the program and helping you coach your girls team too. So, and here's another breakaway goal by Natalie Lantz. Great job, Nat. As a coach now, you've been doing it for a couple of years. Do you have any interesting between periods or after game speeches that either you laugh about or you wish you didn't say, or your daughter or her friends are kind of chirping you about? Did anything come to mind?
Well,
something.
Yeah,
you can't repeat it. But
well, when you talk to the girls, you get them ready for the next period. They go out for the opening face-off, and one of the girls is dancing the Cotton Eye Joe.
Yes.
And you just look out like you can't even be mad. It's like you're winning, by 2-3 goals, and just the pure joy of playing and being out there and hearing a song that you like, and you just got to dance to it. You got to respect it.
Yeah, 100%.
How can you argue with that?
How can you argue with that? Like
that's what hockey.
But no, and that's part of the thing with the girls is the pure joy of playing the game is just fun to watch sometimes, and they have fun with it, and you don't want to take that away.
We talk about 70s, 80s, 90s music. So back when you were playing, or even now, what do you listen to now? What were you listening to that would inspire you as a player? Please don't say Air Supply.
God.
I'll go to college. The walk from my room to the rink, I was listening to Eminem.
I love it.
All right.
See, he tried to tell me the other day he doesn't know Justin Timberlake songs.
Oh my God, really?
I couldn't. That's not what I said. I said I couldn't name any. I know one popular song. I don't even know the name of it.
But any of the boy bands that ever come on the radio,
I know.
I instantly look at my wife and we almost start dancing. Like,
that's the thing.
And I know almost every single word. I don't know if that's a good thing or bad thing.
Well, I'm not going to comment on that.
How about going back to college? So we always had a song before we went out to the ice. Senior year, Chris Collins and I were kind of in charge of the music, and he had mentioned Whitney Houston. How will I know? I'm like, it's perfect. So every game senior year,
this is not happening.
We walked out to warm-ups to How Will I Know from Whitney Houston.
My go-to jukebox.
This is the rock and hockey show, not the pop and hockey show.
So listen,
well, you ever come to the gym? I'm in charge I'm in charge of the radio. There will always be a Whitney Houston song.
What shirt am I wearing right now?
Who cares?
Van Halen. What's wrong with you people?
My go-to jukebox song is I Want to Dance with Somebody. It gets the bar going. When you're at a bar, you put that
RJ, you did not just say that.
You tell me when that song comes on, you do not enjoy it when you're at a bar.
We may have to edit this part out of the show.
There's no editing. Just because I'm a well-rounded individual. Now,
I'm with New Jersey at the time, and I check into the hotel and I leave to go meet up with Brian for dinner, go to the house, see the family, nieces, nephews. And you know what? I should have noticed when I picked up my key, there was only one there. There's only one key. You usually get two. I should have noticed it.
Your brother?
Nope. Adam Henrique. He's in Anaheim now. I leave, watch me leave. I come back from dinner, and the only thing left in my room that wasn't in the bathroom was my lamps.
Nice.
The entire bed was taken apart. The chair, the dressers, the nightstands, my clothes, everything was moved into the bathroom.
Oh, that's so great.
Everything. And the bathroom wasn't very
taken
big.
Apart and putting in there?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
So
awesome.
So I get back from dinner. I'm, okay, I get to relax and lay in the bed. Nope.
Saw the family.
No, there, yeah.
At least it wasn't nailed to the ceiling, I guess.
No,
right?
no, that was good.
How do you
I would
explain that to like the cleaning crew when they come in next?
Oh no, I had to put it all back in place and make it look good. And I wanted to go to bed.
And our last but not least, Rockin' Hockey highlight goal by none other than our very own Nick Gullo.
Has goal with a breakaway. Goal walking in, he shoots, he roots it, and scores! Nick Gullo makes it 3-1 Mammoth!
On the right post to make the shot and take it.
Attaboy, Nick. Way to get it done, buddy. Sick, top shelf, right where Mama hides the cookies. Now, back to the interview. We're going to switch gears here, Steve. Now, we talk a lot about skill development here on the Rockin' Hockey Show. In your career, you were always an exceptionally fast skater and a hard worker. Is that kind of, you think that epitomizes your game?
I'd say so. Yeah. Yeah.
I like it.
It's kind of what I pride myself on, was that work ethic and outworking anyone that steps on the ice with me.
Talk a little bit about how that translates to youth hockey, how you try to translate what you were awesome at in the NHL to your girls team or to any young kids out there during our skills clinics. That, how do you get that over to them and look at, you got to work harder than what you're doing right now?
It's hard, especially with kids, right? To kind of open their eyes to be like, hey, you've got some pretty good talent here. But talent can only take you so far.
Yeah.
You have the talent, but you don't have the work ethic. It kind of fades at some point. And, that's probably the greatest message you can give to people is, one, enjoy the game. Two, talent can only take you so far. And I say that to the girls all the time. It's, we will be the hardest working team. We will not get outworked in any game. And that's kind of, our identity.
Right. And I tell that to my boys too, and even some of my teams, is I was a good player, but I was never great. There was a lot of players that were way better than me, but I went past them and I played longer just because I would not get outworked by anybody.
Yep.
And not being a big guy, neither of us are big guys, but we managed to play in a tough era when it wasn't when big guys were prominent.
Yes. Yep.
So that hard work, and I try to, even this year, my coaching my U18 and my U16 team, and we had some good players, and guys would, can we come back to the locker room? I say, guys, what you just did was fine, but it's not good enough. The effort you gave was not good enough. You can't be 50-50 on win some, lose some battles and expect to win a game.
Yeah.
You can't allow them to get 55 shots and think that, well, we played hard. That's not good enough at this level. And it's hard to get kids to understand the level of work that it takes to be not only a great player, but to be a great team. So, now with skating, any tips, any tips, any pointers that you did that helped you become the skater you are, and which made a difference in your career?
Yeah, I worked with Melissa McGrain when I was younger, now retired, but I would always, when I was feeling a little off in my skating and stuff, I would always kind of come back and touch base with her and do a couple sessions and get on the ice with her. And it was always lengthening my stride. Her big thing was getting low and making sure I finish out my stride. I'm finishing it out the whole length. And now my legs aren't very big. So my length of stride obviously was probably 3 to 1 of a normal size hockey player. But
I'm with you.
Yeah. Lower wins the battle every time.
Right.
And I kind of took that with me, kind of throughout my career. You're lower than the guy, you have more leverage. You're going to win that battle. You're going to win that race. You're going to come out on top more times than not.
I agree wholeheartedly. I also want to talk about quickness and acceleration.
Yep.
Now you have a great first step. I try to explain what first step is to kids when I'm trying to teach them, and how quick you need to be in small spaces, which is obviously huge in today's game. Yep. Anything about acceleration or quick starts or quickness that you want to share that you did, or was it just something you were blessed with?
I would say probably a little bit of both, but it honestly starts off the ice. That power you get in your legs to get that first step and to gain that separation starts off the ice. Now you have to continue when you're on the ice,
right?
but again, it's a lot of it comes down to technique. You're always leaning forward. You're not on your heels, and you gotta be game ready.
I want to say, just to add to that, is that when I teach players, I said, being ready to go quickly is half the battle.
Yes. Yep. Absolutely.
Good stops make good starts. If you don't make a good stop or a good turn, your acceleration coming out of that is not going to be as good as it should be. So, like you said, be game ready, but also be play ready. Is you have to be prepared and think ahead. So if I'm going here and I want to go there, I need to make that good stop or good turn in order to get a better first step coming out of there. I try to get kids to understand all of that.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's being aware, and it's being willing to work hard enough, because quick steps are tiring.
It's tiring. Like, hockey is not an easy sport. You're going to be tired. If your legs don't ache, then I don't know what to tell you.
I honestly
like you're going to hurt.
I thought that was just me.
No,
like I'd be on the bench in the Tuesday league looking down, and there's like, wow, these guys all play college or pro, and I'm 44 and I'm old and I'm sore. Well, it's good to know that you guys are also old and sore. So
absolutely. It doesn't matter what kind of shape you're in.
God.
Your legs are going to hurt. It's what you use. Your legs, your core is what you use in hockey the most. And that's what you need to really train.
And that comes back to being ready, but that mental part of you have to overcome that soreness or the fatigue that you're feeling, the willingness or your want to stop skating because your legs are gassed. You have to get past that. And it's okay to hurt your legs to hurt. That means you're getting a little bit stronger.
Yep. It's a mental toughness thing, right? Like, hey, my legs don't hurt. Your mind's got to be stronger. And that's hard.
Yeah. Or you need to be more mentally tough than the Tuesday skates.
Yeah, I would agree.
Okay. Well, 2 out of 3 agree. 2 out of 3 agree. Well, I mean, what are you going to do? I'm not mentally tough, I guess. But I mean, at least I try. I back check.
Yeah. We'll give you an A for effort.
Yeah. Like I said, I back check and I pass. I mean, that's 2 positive I have over Dave, I guess. So.
I pass sometimes.
Awesome.
Well, Steve, thank you so much for coming on the show. Appreciate it. Yep. And we'll catch up with you at the rink.
Sounds good.
Awesome. Hey, hockey and rock and roll fans, I want to take just a second to welcome Trotta to the Rock and Hockey family. Check out the newly renovated Trotta 2.0 right off the 490 at Cops Hill at the new Culver Road Army. TrottaRochester.com. 2 outdoor dining areas, including a massive upstairs patio with a full bar. Man, you got to check out their 100 square foot TV wall above the main bar, and an additional 8 large screen TVs as well. Make sure you partake in the self-serve beer wall with over 50 beer and wine selections. Hey, rockers and hockers, here's a little more guitar work from, Jon Beato.
Being a youth hockey parent is like putting a bunch of jocks in a dryer and watch them aimlessly go in circles and bounce off the walls. These are the hockey days of our lives.
Well, that wasn't too bad.
It wasn't too good either. Here comes,
nice to
here
him.
comes the Sally
Don't be
now.
Too hard on him, honey. As long as he's having fun.
Better off going to open skate.
Hi, honey.
Get in.
Did you see the game?
That was a good game, sweetie.
Yeah, were you in it?
A lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. What?
All this money we spend, brand new stick, brand new skate, and that's the effort we get out of you? God, how many open nets you miss?
Stop, he tried his hardest.
Tried his hardest. Looked like it was open skate out there.
Remember you said that I was supposed to have fun.
Yeah, you're supposed to play hard first, then you have fun. It's not any fun watching you out there skate around like
I had fun.
Like it's open skate.
Coach said that if we had fun, we got Slurpees.
Yeah, I'll give you a Slurpee.
Well, did you see the assist that I had?
Jeffrey, I don't know. Maybe,
I had.
This isn't for you. Maybe
Stop.
this isn't for
He's
you.
enjoying it. It doesn't matter.
Mom, did you see that time when I almost had the puck and then Johnny went off sides? Like I was gonna score for sure.
Good job.
Do you have the Wi-Fi in here? Is the Wi-Fi in here?
Get the live
Can I
barn.
get the-
See if you can pull up the live barn and see that Johnny wasn't
There was
offside.
two
You were going the
times
wrong direction.
When I was ready to go on the ice and coach said to stay there, like to not go on the ice, to stay on the bench. And I thought, it must be because I was playing good that he wanted me to stay there to talk to the other kids. That was really cool. Yeah, it was. And then I was ready to change and my skate was not tied, so I had to wait. But we had so much fun in the locker room. The one guy had his speaker, that new guy, what's his name? Warren, the guy that came from the other organization. He had his speaker and was playing the music so loud we couldn't even hear each other.
Well, maybe
and then they got
you know what? Maybe you're better off going to rock and skate. You like playing hockey and listening to music. Maybe you're skating around like a figure skater. Maybe you just go to rock and skate.
Can we stop somewhere for something to eat? I'm really hungry. Can we stop, Mom?
Yeah.
Can we
Where
go
do
to
you wanna
Wendy's?
go?
Can we go to Wendy's?
Come on already. Jeez.
But if you said that if I had fun and had a good game, remember, Mom, that you said you would talk to Dad and we could go to Wendy's.
Yeah, we'll go to Wendy's, honey.
And Dad, later on, can we take shots in the basement together?
Yeah, I'll shoot at you. How's that sound?
Cool. And what's the Wi-Fi password? I'm trying to get on to play my game. Can I play?
I don't know,
can I?
Jeffrey.
Mom, can
I just don't think this
Mom?
sport's for you. We're spending all this money driving all over New York
Can
and
I?
Canada.
Where's that tournament next weekend? Is that the one that we're going to Pittsburgh? The pool's so awesome in that hotel. That's the one that we were at last time. Remember when
Yeah, it was
we
super
didn't
fun.
we didn't win any games, but we had so much fun. And you said, make sure you have fun playing sports. Dad, remember when you played? What was that league you played in?
Played in the Tuesday afternoon league, the skate, yeah.
Yeah, with all those good players.
Yeah, all those good players. Yeah.
That's what I'm hoping that I can do.
Yeah, well, you might be there sooner than you think.
Don't you have fun with your friends, honey?
There's my teammate, Flip. Hi, Flip. Good game. Good game, Flip.
Yeah, Philip did have a nice game. He was out there skating around,
He
passing
really did.
around, checking, taking the body.
He was the guy with the speaker in the locker room playing the
I can't
music
really
so
skate
loud.
anymore.
It was really good. It was so much fun, wasn't it, Flip?
It was a really good time.
You know what I was most proud of you did today?
What's that, Dad?
Philip?
Yes?
You stuck up for your brother when he had to go serve that penalty.
I don't like my brother.
Well, I didn't mean to trip him. I fell down, and I was trying to grab my stick, and I grabbed his foot instead, and he fell down.
Hey, remember
It's
when you
not really a
shot the puck at me
penalty.
today?
That was an accident too. The ref
I don't
said
think it was.
The refs ruined the whole game.
Philip, you want to go get something to eat? You want to go get something to eat? You had a
Mom,
heck of a game, Philip.
I can't get on the internet. What's the Wi-Fi? Can you enter hotspot?
The session is brought to you by our friends at Pirani's Hockey World.
Hey, what's up, Rockers and Hockers, and thanks for tuning in to our skill development session here in the Rock and Hockey Show, and we are on the ice with NHL veteran Steven Gionta. Steve, how are you, man?
Good, how are you? Thanks for having me.
Hey, no problem, man. That was a tough game today.
It was tough. Legs are a little heavy right now, but it was good.
The good news is we broke a 3-game losing streak, so we got one on the board for a win. So, anyway, Steve, when you were on the show in the Rock and Hockey Lair, we talked about some of your assets and that helped you become not only a great college player but a great NHL player and have a very successful career was your skating ability. One thing that you're special at is just your acceleration. Any tips, pointers, and what makes you skate faster than other skaters?
Well, it's power in the legs, it's quickness in your feet, it's the agility. It's everything down to, and probably one of the most important things that I'm even learning still to this day is the ability to have your ankles and their flexibility in your skates and how far forward you can get your knees above your feet. And that flexibility in your ankles is now a huge development piece that is focused on in kids to try to build that acceleration and almost lower their center of gravity.
Now you talk about, let's break that down a little bit. You talk about flexibility in your ankles. You're talking about the ability for a player to snap their toe down and use their calf muscle more, or is there something more to that?
It's kind of everything. It's kind of, hey, how can I, especially on the start, okay, how far can I get my knees over my feet, right? Like, you know, it's how far, you know, I have the girls' camp in the summer. A simple way to tell them is push the front of your ankle into your tongue pressure. So you want to put pressure into your tongue. It's naturally going to lower your center of gravity, and your knees are going to bend. Right. And that's what I'm talking about.
Go ahead and do that again. Now, not only is your quad muscle there is completely contracted, so you can explode off of it, but also by that lean, you're getting the weight on the front of your skate here, which is going to allow you to spring off your feet more, and it gives you more forward momentum.
Yeah, puts you on your toes, and that's how you want to play. You always want to play on your toes, not your heels. That's true in a start-stop situation, a face-off situation, PK, power play, whatever you want that situation. And there's numerous ways to kind of build that all the way come down to tying your skates and how you time.
There you have it. Tying your skates, very important. I talk about that all the time with tying your skates. I'm not sure I've referred to it as having more balance on the front of your feet, but I talk about that all the time, about having your first step not only be your best step, but it's got to be in the right direction. And most of the time that you're leaning, even if you're going to go lateral, all right, you want to make sure that you're leaning in that direction. Where lots of times players, especially when they want to cross over, they'll go like this, and all their weight comes back and they're on their heels now, and they're losing not only their balance but their momentum.
Losing the power, they're losing everything. It's that lower center of gravity, the ability to change sides, because it is a reactive game. You got to be able to go each way.
Now, you talk about all your years of playing, and what are some other pointers that you can give for a great quick start?
Quick start, and there's kind of two starts that I look at. One is the traditional V and a crossover, and depending on the situation, right? Your crossover start is more throughout the play, and a back check to transition to forwards, or hey, we turn over the puck, I'm stopping, crossing over, getting the other way. Where the V start is more in a controlled situation where you're starting off the face-off, right? Where you're trying to get off that line quicker than the person next to you, right? With the V start, obviously, we talk about that ankle flexion over, with your knees getting over your feet. You know, and you want your momentum on your toes, and when you go, you're trying to get 3 quick steps before you're full speed. Like that's the thing. You're taking more than 3 steps to get the full speed. It's hard to get that momentum going and beat those guys off the line, right? Especially the higher up you go. So getting into that full speed as quickly as you can, and it's 3 quick steps into your full stride.
Awesome. Now, here's a big thing that I teach all the time is being ready to take that first step.
Yes.
Because lots of times when I teach these, players always have to get ready. All right, and if by the time you get ready, you've already missed the play.
Yes.
So in a game, being in a ready position, anticipating, thinking ahead, already makes you a quicker player.
Yes, you got to be game ready. Like as soon as you get in that face-off, you want possession of the puck. Like that's the fun part, is playing offense. Part of that is winning your quote-unquote race or battle off the line, and you got to be ready compared to your opponent.
And most foot races are going to be small area.
Yes.
It's going to be 5 feet, 10 feet, maybe 15 feet. Everybody that plays at a high level, not that you have to play at high level, but the full ice race or the blue line or whatever, most players are pretty fast. And over the course of 100 feet or 50 feet, it's going to be pretty close to an even race. But then that first 5 feet, 10 feet, 50 feet is when battles are won.
Absolutely, that is when it's won.
Awesome. How about we do a couple examples of each, and then we'll go from there.
Sounds good. Here's your traditional V start, which you're going to use mainly off face-offs, just because you're in that controlled setting, and you can get ready for it before the face-off's taken. So you're on your toes, you got your momentum leaning forward, and it's 3 quick steps. My goal without a stick here is I want my 3 steps before I get to my stick, where my full stride is being taken after that. So I'm in that step, and it's 1, 2, 3. With that quick step, all those strides are on my toe, right? They're on the front half of my blade, but when I get past that stick, I'm now starting to get my full blade on the ice. So I'm in that V start, and you got to be able to go both ways, right and left. So it's here, 1, 2, 3. On the ice would be in the crease area moving the net. Because then by the time you get to the top of the crease, you have the blue paint. have someone marking your strides with an ice marker so that you can work on it. You can see where your strides are and how choppy and how long they become. So I'm on my toes, usually one hand, 1, 2, 3.
And every day, cause you know I would, I'd like to sock it to him, brother. Cause you know I could, I'll say rock, sock, bam, rock, sock, woo.
Into the crossover start, which we will use more in a game situation. That's in a back check with the puck transition the other way. It might be the stops and starts on a penalty kill. It's more game reactive, but you still need it. Where you're ready, knees are bent. We talk about that ankle flexibility. As you can see here, my knees are above my toes. Like I can get forward by putting that tongue pressure from my ankle and my tongue. Naturally, it lowers me down. When we're going into the crossover start, you're still leaning the way you want to go. And all the weight's on my inside leg, crossing over with it. Nothing changes with that crossover start in the sense that you still get those 3 quick steps out of there. It's just more of a transition start and stop situation. Now going the other way, I got my ankle flexibility here. I'm leaning on my left leg and my 3 quick steps and I'm out.
Wrap it up with none other than Jon Beato getting it done on the guitar. Hey, hockey and rock and roll fans, coming soon. Rockin' Hockey merch.
This is Gionta from Tampa Bay Lightning, and this is the Rockin' Hockey Show.